Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia, and in this video we're going to be working on this nice cute colorful mini skirt that you see here. And as you can see, it's going to be a really thick one. Why? Because we double up on the yarn, we double up on a lightweight number 3 yarn to be able to give us this, and also to be able to get these colors, make a color mixture like this. Yeah, so this is something that is very easy to do. You're gonna make it really fast, and this is something that you can easily wear with a nice pair of leggings, with some stockings, with just a nice maybe leather jacket kind of thing. Very cute, that you can wear out to drinks with your girlfriends or to go out on a date, whatever the case. But this is what we're going to be working on, so do not waste too much time. Go grab your stuff, grab the colors that you would like to mix, or just one color, whatever the case is. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay my lovelies, so before we continue, I'm going to show you the products that I'm using. And as you can see, I have the two colors that I'm mixing for this skirt. These two colors here, they're both exactly the same, except the color is different. So 100% acrylic, 50 grams for this skein. This is from We Heart Yarn from Hobby Yarns, and this color is 19, while this color is 21, and they're both lightweight number 3. Recommended hook size is between 4 to 4.5, which is UK 8 to 7. Okay, and or US, it's gonna be US is G 6 or H 8. And I'm going to be using a much bigger crochet hook because we're doubling the yarn. So I'm using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is I9. I have my darning needle here. I always have some stitch markers, whether I use them or not, and make sure I have them handy. I have my measuring tape and of course the scissors. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay my lovely, so we're gonna start. So I've already doubled up my yarn here, so I have it weaved in together like that. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of a chain here hanging, a string, so that we can use it to join the two sides. And I'm going to start by doing a slip knot. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to do a chain of 11. And this is going to be to create the band of our skirt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That's my chain of 11 here. And then I'm going to do my single crochets in the back of the chain from the second stitch from the hook, just like that. And I'm going to move to the second stitch and do a single crochet, and all along I'm going through the back chain, or the back loop of the foundation chain. So you're going to do this all the way to the end. When you've reached the end, you're going to come back, and I will show you how to start the second row, and it's going to be the repeat row for this part of the project. Okay, so that's the first row completed here, and as you can see, the colors are coming together really well for the fact that we just mixed two colors together. And we're going to then start the second row, so we chain 1 and turn, and then we're going to do single crochets in the back of the stitches, and from the very first one, right after the chain 1, and you're just gonna go ahead and grab the back loops and do your single crochets. And this is going to create the ripple effect that we will have for the band of the skirt. And you will just continue these all the way to the end. What I do for the last bit, for the last stitch, is I go through both loops as opposed to just the first or the last one or the back one. In the last one, I go through the back loop as opposed to both loops. And then we chain 1 and turn, and then we go ahead and do the next row, and we will do this until we have the length that is the size of the widest part of our hip. Okay, so measure the widest part of your hip, and whatever that is, you're going to make sure that you're making a band that is that long. If you really stretch your band, so you make sure you stretch it, and it should come to that size. When you have that, come back to the video, and I will go ahead and show you how to do the next part of this skirt, which is then going to also be a repeat for the rest of it. Okay, so I'll see you guys when you have the band completed. Okay my lovelies, so I have completed the band of the skirt here, and as you can see, it's just this long piece that we just created here. Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna join it. So I ended up doing 80 rows altogether. And when it stretches, when I stretch it quite a lot, it does fit the widest part of my hips. So make sure you're doing the same. And if you want it to be a lot looser, this is gonna be a miniskirt that fits tighter than usual, so than other skirts. So make sure you are also incorporating the fact that if you do it too tight, then it's going to be tight as a general sense altogether. So make sure you're incorporating how tight or how loose you want it to be. We're going to join the two sides together, so I'm just preparing my yarn here so I'll be able to put it in the darning needle hole here, like that. Okay, and then we're going to join this from here to here. And for those of you who have seen my projects, I'm not going to explain too much about how to do it. You just join it using however method of you joining this usually. Then you just go along until you get to where the working yarn is, and that would be the end of it. And because we had two yarns that we're working with at the same time here, it goes from having two yarns that are lightweight, 3, to a bulky yarn. So this is the main reason why we wanted to join the two. One, to get a really beautiful color like this, and second, to get the yarn to be a lot thicker than if you were just to use one strain of yarn. Okay, so I have joined it here. We're gonna leave it like that for now. And I have the string here, but I still have my working yarn here. Okay, so we do have the working yarn on this side here, and we do have where we joined the side here, just hanging there. We're gonna work on this side, so we're gonna do a chain 1, and then in the next part of the work here, which is the next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet, just like that. Then we're gonna move on to the next stitch and do a half double crochet, and to the next stitch we're gonna do a half double crochet. And by stitches, I'm talking about each row of the single crochet that we did for the band counts as a stitch, so we're working it in that sense. Okay, so we're gonna do this all around, and when you have reached back at the beginning here, come back to the video and I will show you how to start the next row, and then we'll go ahead and build up the length of our skirt from that point on. Okay, but for now, let's meet back when you get to the beginning here. Okay, my loves, I have gone ahead and crocheted the stitches all around, and I'm back at the beginning here. So as you can see, this is where we have our where we started the project. I'm gonna do one more stitch just in the middle here to not leave too much of a gap right in the middle, like that, so that we're closer to this side. And then what I will do is I'll just go into the top of that chain 1 that we did and do a slip stitch like that. Okay, so that kind of closes that section off. Then I'm going to do a chain 1, and I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to do my half double crochets, again going through both loops, and I'm going to do this all around. And then when we get back to where we started here, we're going to slip stitch, chain 1, turn, and then just continue to create your work that way. And you're going to have your work going down, and then you will stop when you have reached the length that you want. But you're pretty much going to work it like this. So this is pretty much how it's going to look like. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Is going to build down like that. Now it's a little bit tricky here. We're doing a half double crochet stitch because I want the skirt to be a lot tight. So if you want your skirt to get a little looser, one, you could have done increasing of these stitches here. So increase in the first row, every couple of stitches you would increase to make it go a lot wider. And if you don't, especially if you have wide hips, and if you don't, it could come up a lot tighter because it's we did the yarn really thick. Yeah, so that's how you can work that in, is by increasing in this first row that we completed. Every couple of stitches you would have increased to make it go wider. All right, so this is pretty much it. Work your stitches until you have the length of your skirt, and when you do have that, come back and we will go ahead and finish the project together. Okay, see you guys in a bit. All right, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the length that I want for my skirt. So as you can see, this is how long it is. I am going to stop here because it is a mini skirt. So as you can see, I've come to the end of the row here. I'm going to pretty much cut these off, and then we're gonna weave in the end there. So I'm just gonna snip it off here, and as you can see, I've already slip stitched to this side, so I'm just going to simply bring this through here and pull. Let's do that with this one as well. I think I kind of messed it up here, but I'm just gonna loosen it up so I can pull it through so there's no knots like this. I may have to remove it completely, but yeah, anyways, I'm just not gonna bother with that right now. I'll fix it. So obviously I will cut these off like I just did, and then weave the ends here. I'm going to weave these ends here. That is where we started the project. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So this is the end of the project here. You can see how short it is, and it's a very thick skirt. And as I said previously, it's something that you will wear maybe in the winter when the weather is a little bit cooler, with some nice leggings and things like that, and a nice sweater, maybe a crop top sweater if you have one of those. Yeah, so this is pretty much the end of the project here. Thank you so much for watching it to the end, and I hope you guys will subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. If you have any questions about this project or any other project, please comment in the section below, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I post new projects. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.